Every time you sign in or step into a casino, you're being watched. Not just by cameras on the ceiling, but by algorithms, loyalty systems, and even AI designed to build a profile of who you are as a player. They'll say it's about security and customer service, but the real question is, how far does it go, and what exactly are they looking for? In this video, we'll break down the main ways casinos track you, from the eye in the sky to player cards, AI, pit bosses, and the betting analytics running behind the scenes. Number 1, the eye in the sky. Casinos are covered in cameras. High-resolution lenses capture every spin and every chip. Security teams monitor for dealer mistakes, sneaky moves, or patterns that don't add up. Online, the eye is software. Algorithms track how fast you bet, how often you raise stakes, and whether your play looks like a human or a bot. Different tools, same purpose. The house is always watching. Number 2, player cards and tracking. Swipe a loyalty card and suddenly every spin, hand, and hour at the table gets logged. On the friendly side, it means free drinks, hotel stays, or bonus credits. But it's also how casinos flag advantage players before they cost money. Online, you don't even need a card. As soon as you log in, the platform tracks deposits, bets, and even how you move through games. That data serves 2 purposes: to keep you engaged with perfectly timed bonuses and to spot risky behavior like bonus abuse or problem gambling. Number 3, AI and facial recognition. In some casinos, the cameras don't just record, they recognize. Facial recognition software checks players against databases of cheaters, banned individuals, and even VIPs. That means they can block problem players or roll out red carpet treatment for whales the second they arrive. Online, AI plays the same role with behavior instead of faces. It studies clicks, bet timing, and decision-making to predict patterns, tailor offers, and flag anything suspicious. Number 4, pit bosses and human judgment. Tech isn't the only line of defense. Pit bosses and floor staff still walk the casino floor, watching what cameras might miss. They can spot card counting, team play, or betting strategies that don't fit the norm. They also monitor big bettors, keeping play legitimate and protecting the casino from being taken advantage of. Human judgment adds something algorithms can't: reading body language, overhearing conversations, and sensing tension. Number 5, game analytics. Behind the scenes, casinos run software that studies every wager. If your bets suddenly spike in a consistent pattern, the kind card counters use, the system flags it immediately. But it's not just about catching cheats. Analytics also reveal when players stop playing, which games they prefer, and what kind of offers will pull them back. Your play isn't just data, it's a behavioral map. The Meta incident. This isn't just theory. In 2025, a UK investigation uncovered that more than 50 gambling sites were secretly sending player data to Meta, Facebook's parent company. Without asking for consent, these sites used tracking pixels to pass along what games you browsed, how much time you spent playing, and even deposit behavior. That information allowed Meta to build shadow profiles labeling users as gamblers, then push them back with more targeted gambling ads. Regulators called it a serious breach of privacy laws like GDPR, but it highlighted something bigger. The same tracking tools casinos use to reward or protect you can just as easily be used to keep you playing longer than you intended. Are they watching you? If you're a casual player, probably not in detail. Statistically, you'll lose slowly, and that's profitable enough. If you're betting big, winning consistently, or acting unusual, that's when the attention sharpens. Why casinos keep it quiet? Casinos don't brag about surveillance for 3 reasons. It would ruin the fun if guests felt constantly monitored. The less you know, the harder it is to game the system. And framing it as cheater protection makes it sound harmless, even though the data goes far deeper. What casinos do with your profile? All that data ends up in one place, your player profile, and casinos use it to slot you into categories. Casuals are the majority, low-risk players who mostly play for fun and often lose. The house doesn't need to watch too closely because time itself does the work. Whales are the dream customers, high rollers who get suites, meals, and personal hosts because their losses outweigh the perks. Grinders are long-session, low-stakes players. They don't bet big, but they take up space and time. Casinos track them to see if they're profitable or just eating into floor traffic. Advantage players are the ones using skill or systems. These get flagged fast. Instead of free play, they might get surveillance, a permanent account ban, or a polite escort to the door. Where you land on that list decides everything: the comps you get, the offers you see, even whether you're welcomed back. But that's just the start. Profiles also drive marketing, like tailored emails, app notification, even ads that follow you after you leave. Game tweaks, adjusting bet limits or side offers based on how you usually play. Risk control, flagging problem gambling behavior, sometimes to intervene, sometimes just to adjust how much credit you're offered. But are you wondering what else your profile can be used for, particularly by shady casinos? Sometimes it means timed hooks, like bonuses or free spins appearing just when you're about to walk away, pulling you back in. It can also mean restrictions if you're winning too much, sudden betting limits, or blocked offers the moment your play looks unprofitable. Your data doesn't stay inside the casino either. It can fuel shadow marketing, following you with ads across the web long after you've logged off. In some cases, profiles even drive risky credit, with operators quietly extending limits or offering loans to keep you playing on borrowed money. And the same behavioral flags that should signal problem gambling are sometimes used less to protect you and more to manage the casino's financial exposure. Is it legal? Mostly, yes. In land-based casinos, operators are legally allowed to use surveillance cameras, track play through loyalty cards, and refuse service at their discretion. What they cannot do is record private conversations in restricted areas, like bathrooms or hotel rooms, discriminate against protected groups, or detain someone without law enforcement. Online, the rules work differently, but with the same result. By accepting the site's terms of service, players give consent for platforms to monitor deposits, wagers, time spent, and even device data. This monitoring is legal as long as it complies with privacy laws and data protection regulations, though the extent of tracking is rarely obvious to the player. Legal doesn't always mean comfortable, and that's where the unease comes in. Why it feels unsettling. You're constantly monitored, often without realizing it. Your behavior is studied not just for safety, but to influence your choices, even in ways that keep you playing longer and spending more. It's the same reason people dislike social media tracking or targeted ads. It's not about hiding something, but about wanting the dignity of privacy. What can you do? You can't avoid being tracked completely, but you can reduce your footprint. In a land-based casino, saying no to a player's card means you'll miss out on free drinks or comps, but it also keeps your play from being logged in detail. Use cash when possible in land-based casinos. Chips bought with cash leave less of a trail than debit or credit card transactions linked to your name. Online, limiting account logins and using privacy settings can reduce the depth of your profile and how much behavioral data can be tied back to you. Watch what you share at sign-up. Some sites ask for more details than legally required, so stick to what's necessary for verification. Keeping wagers modest also helps. Large or unusual betting patterns are what triggers closer scrutiny, while small, irregular play often blends into the background. Avoid linking accounts online. Some platforms encourage linking your casino account to social media or payment apps, and that just hands them more personal data. Rotate devices or browsers if you play online. Cookies and device IDs are major parts of how sites build behavioral profiles. Decline marketing consent when you register. Many online casinos give you the option to opt out of promotional tracking emails or texts. Limit app permissions. Casino apps often ask for access to contacts, location, or notifications. Give them the minimum possible. Check regional privacy laws. In places covered by GDPR, the EU, or state privacy acts like California's CCPA, you have the right to request data deletion or see what's been collected about you. Next time you play in a casino or log in online, remember, monitoring is part of how the industry runs. Every spin, bet, and login adds to a profile that shapes the offers you see and the limits you face. The house isn't just tracking the game, it's tracking the player.